It's wild when you really stop to think about how insanely adaptive the human body is. Today, we live in a world where food is basically everywhere, don't we? We have cupboards and fridges and freezers full of it, and Uber Eats and 24-hour grocery stores. We're drowning in options. And because it's always there, we forget about how new all of this actually is. I mean, think about our Neolithic ancestors. Those people didn't have snacks lying around. They didn't have power or fridges or Costco rotisserie chickens either. What they did have was hunting, gathering, tracking, and foraging. Hours of effort just to get a single meal into an edible state. And depending on the season, that food might have been buried under feet of snow. So is it any surprise that Neolithic humans only ate between 0 and 1 meal a day? It shouldn't be. And not only did they survive on that, they thrived on it. Testosterone levels in males were sky high. They were naturally lean, strong, mobile, and resourceful. No calorie counting, no macros, no gym memberships. Just biology doing what biology has done for tens of thousands of years. See, for most of human history, eating wasn't on a schedule. It wasn't breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It was, is food available? Are we safe? Do we have daylight? Is there fire? Human beings evolved to be flexible. Fast forward to the Middle Ages. Now we've finally graduated to 1 to 2 meals a day. Agriculture has taken root, but there's still no refrigeration, no electricity, and little opportunity to store food long term. By the 1700s and 1800s, most people are finally eating 2 to 3 meals a day. It wasn't until the early 1900s that the 3 meal a day structure became standard in developed countries. And then the real shift happened. Post-World War II economic boom, modern kitchens, refrigeration, processed foods, snacks, fast food, caffeinated drinks with more calories than a meal. Suddenly we're eating 3 meals a day plus snacks plus liquid sugar disguised as coffee. And the entire time, no one bothered to tell our ancient brain that famine is no longer coming. Our bodies still operate on a feast-famine cycle. The prefrontal cortex still thinks, hey, I better store this extra energy. We're going to need it when the food disappears. Except modern food never disappears. But the storage part, oh, that's still happening. And that's a big reason we have an obesity crisis and a diabetic epidemic today. So the idea that you must eat 3 meals a day or that your only energy source is whatever you eat today, completely false. One of the best energy sources you already have is what's stored in your body right now. And honestly, most of us have a pantry that's overflowing. It's time to start emptying that pantry. And when you do, everything improves. Less insulin resistance, better blood pressure, more energy, less inflammation, better joints, better libido, longer life, you name it. So what's the solution? Well, you can eat smaller meals for sure. You could eat in a caloric deficit and probably should. And if you haven't already, go check my videos on calculating maintenance calories and body fat so you know exactly what deficit you need, not just guess. But here's something most people overlook. It's not just how much you eat, it's about when you eat. I'm talking about setting an eating window. That might be an 8-hour window, like noon to 8, or a 12-hour window, like 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And during the other 12 to 16 hours, no calories. That's intermittent fasting. And I know the name sounds intimidating, but here's the truth. You're already fasting every single day because nobody I know of eats in their sleep. And most of us stop eating an hour or two before bed. Most of us also don't eat the second we wake up. So you're already fasting 7 to 10 hours a day without even thinking about it. I'm just suggesting you extend that a little bit, up to 12 hours or 16 hours. Delay gratification in the morning or stop eating after dinner. And yes, it works, especially combined with a caloric deficit. Why? Because it tells your ancient brain, hey, famine's here. And your brain responds by opening up that pantry, your stored fat, and using it as fuel. It puts your body in a ketogenic state. And for those of you worrying that you couldn't survive without food, think about this. 1 pound of fat is equal to about 3,500 calories of energy. If your maintenance calories are around 2,300 a day, that means 1 single pound of stored fat can fuel you for a day and a half. That's wild, isn't it? Now, personally, I fast until about noon and then again after 8 p.m. I love sleeping in anyway, and I was skipping breakfast half the time, so this didn't feel like a huge change. Eating at 9 a.m. and trying to close the window by 5 p.m., really hard for me. Too much temptation. But skipping breakfast? Easy. And listen, I still eat bacon and eggs. I just eat them at lunch or even dinner. Here's the big bonus. Intermittent fasting improves insulin sensitivity too. Humans were meant to have periods of fasting, and there's a mountain of research behind this. This isn't fringe, it's not pseudoscience, it's reality. But I hear this all the time. Matthew, I could never go up to 16 hours without eating. I'd pass out. I get it. And yeah, I'm not a doctor. This isn't medical advice. Check with your physician if you have diabetes or any underlying health conditions. But I used to think I couldn't either, until I did. And guess what? I didn't pass out, didn't die, didn't end up in the ER. I was just really hungry at first because I had a legit sugar addiction. My stomach bacteria that loves sugar were freaking out that first week. Hunger pangs, grumbling, the whole deal. Breaking addictions isn't ever pleasant. But when you push yourself through that first stretch, your body adapts quickly. And the moment you start seeing progress, the weight coming off, your energy improving, your hunger calming down, you'll want to keep going. And all I'm asking is, give it a try. What do you have to lose? And if you can't make it that first day, try again tomorrow. This isn't a prison sentence. If your body gives you dire warning signs, eat by all means. But half the time what feels like hunger is actually dehydration. Drink water and you'll be shocked at how much it helps. Make it like a game, a challenge. See how long you can go. Nutrition is 80% of the battle in fat loss. You don't even have to step foot in a gym to lose weight. I promise. If this made you stop and think, hit that like button, leave a comment with your take, and make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Because in my next video, I'm going to talk about why your bathroom scale is not the best metric for weight loss and how it might actually be sabotaging your progress. Stay tuned.